Now, new details are emerging of 93-year-old Robert Mugabe's final days as president of Zimbabwe. Here's the inside story of the events that made him give up the reins he had tightly held for 37 years. It was the 16th of November. There were tanks out on the streets of Zimbabwe, and the army had announced from the state broadcaster that it had taken control of the country. Inside State House in Harare, Robert Mugabe was in the tightest spot in his 37-year rule. But the 93-year-old, the only leader Zimbabwe had known since independence, was defiant. Sources say the world's oldest head of state ordered the military top brass to bring him the constitution. Then Mugabe indicated that they could find a solution together. Reports say the generals wanted Mugabe to go, but in a peaceful coup that would not tarnish the image of the administration aiming to take over. The president finally accepted defeat only after he was sacked by his own ZANU-PF party and faced the dire possibility of impeachment. He signed a short resignation letter. The country erupted in celebrations. But the planning of the army's action was culmination of months of efforts that stretched from Harare to Johannesburg to Beijing. Intelligence documents indicated that the army was backing Mnangagwa, then vice president, to succeed Mugabe when the time came. Media reports on this news in September led to a bitter rivalry between Mnangagwa and Mugabe's 52-year-old wife Grace, who was hoping to take over. In early October, Mnangagwa was admitted to hospital after a poisoning attempt. He did not point fingers, but Grace Mugabe's swift response was to deny it and accuse her rival of seeking sympathy. In late October, Mugabe summoned Chiwenga to a showdown and ordered him to pledge allegiance to Grace. The army chief refused. Chiwenga left Harare on the 5th of November on an official visit to China, which wields significant influence as an investor in Zimbabwe. A day later, Mugabe sacked Mnangagwa as vice president and removed him from the very party that Mnangagwa had served since his youth and for which he was nearly executed. That's when sources say the military activated a code red alert. Mnangagwa claimed his life was in danger and managed to escape to neighboring Mozambique, from where he flew to China and met up with Chiwenga. Reports say intelligence papers in Zimbabwe said China and Russia are quote-unquote after change as they are sick and tired of Mugabe's leadership. Neither China nor Russia responded to media requests for answers. Sources say Chiwenga's trip to China culminated in him meeting Chinese Defense Minister Chang Wangquan in Beijing on the 10th of November, in which China agreed to not interfere if he took temporary control. On his return, Chiwenga demanded a meeting with Mugabe and asked him to rein in his wife. He issued a statement. We must remind those behind current treacherous shenanigans that when it comes to matters of protecting our revolution, the military will not hesitate to step in. At around 6 p.m. on the 14th of November, social media buzzed with speculation of a coup. Concerned, Grace Mugabe called a cabinet minister to shut down WhatsApp and Twitter. Sources say the minister said he was not the appropriate authority to do it. As ministers in the G40 faction tried frantically to work out what was going on, Chiwenga's men closed in on Mugabe's compound. Mugabe's ministers were picked up by soldiers. For another week, Mugabe clung on to presidency, but as Parliament began impeachment proceedings on the 21st of November, Mugabe finally gave up control. This is Palki Sharma Upadhyay for WION. Quite a saga that. On being asked about intelligence documents that hint at China's role in Zimbabwe's military takeover, this is what spokesperson of the Chinese Foreign Ministry had to say.
两国一直保持着正常的交往。你刚才提到的津巴布韦国防军司令齐文嘉上将的访华，我以前说过，这个访华是一次正常的交往，而且是双方早就已经商定好的。而且据我了解，齐文嘉上将访华是穆加贝总统津巴布韦前总统穆加贝他亲自批准的。